I have a date that I'm supposed to possibly meet up with in the next 30 minutes or so. So I guess we have a little bit of time. Yeah, man. Let's talk about it. This Drake album is trending, and I usually would take people's calls on TikTok and all that and Insta, but right now I feel like we just got to share some thoughts. But I do like the input of what I hear from a lot of other people. You know, a lot of other people tell me things that are going on or things that I might have missed. So I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I appreciate people telling me what's going on. And I'll probably, maybe I'll keep this going for a minute, and I'll probably tell you guys what other people are saying. Like, maybe I'll just do my little rant for about 30 minutes, and then, you know, we'll jump into what maybe other people have to say. We'll see how it goes, man. We'll play it by ear. For those of us that care. I remember some people said last night to me, they said, yo, man, you're still talking about Drake? And I was also talking about Kendrick, too, for the record. But they're like, yo, man, you're still talking about that? They must have, like, went on my channel and then flipped to a bunch of other channels. And then we're like, yo, man, you still talking about that? You still talking about that? Yeah, we're still talking about it, man. We are still talking about it. It has been a big moment in hip hop. I don't know what y'all think, man. I'd love to see what some of y'all think. You know, you guys tell me your point of view or what you think. But yes, if we can get the likes going, we're just getting started right here. But get a few likes coming in so we can, you know, get this live popular, and I'll see how it goes. If it continues on, then maybe I'll keep it going. But if not, I might stop it. But yeah, I guess we understand that this song where you see right here, this video right here, this song right here, and by the way, don't forget to support my PayPal and my Cashapp. Make sure you guys support that. It always helps, man. Helps me to be able to keep this going. Keep this real hip hop going, you know what I mean? So, but yeah, back to the program. I started listening to the lyrics a little bit deeper, and I started understanding that some of these lyrics are generated towards A$AP Rocky, towards, I think, DJ Khaled, definitely Jay-Z, and definitely, of course. Of course, how could we forget Kendrick Lamar? Definitely to Kendrick Lamar, and definitely to a few others. And I've been listening to a lot of people's takes on YouTube. We already knew that when this Drake album came out, that this was going to be one of the biggest hip-hop albums in YouTube history. I think that if we look at the credits correctly, right, that this album is already projected, and that's what I think I put it in the title. It is already projected to sell at least 500,000 copies, I guess, according to streams. We can't even really compare it to record sales anymore, which is stupid. We want to compare streams to record sales. Isn't that interesting? Comparing streams to record sales. Can I please say that there's no way that we can compare streams to record sales? But I guess nowadays we're going to say, all right, well, if they get this amount of streams, and, you know, I have to go back and look it up and research it again, but I did research it. It's like somewhere around, like, I guess, I don't know, 100,000, 200,000, maybe to like 1 million streams is like you went gold, maybe. That's how they're trying to mathematically equate it to what's going on now. I guess that's what they're trying to do. So, yeah, man, that's cool. But can we really say that that's accurate? Can we say that it's accurate? I don't know. I don't know if we can. But for the most part, we're trying to say, okay, if an artist gets this amount of streams, then that means that he went gold, or she or he went gold, or they went platinum. And let's have a business discussion. I marked this video under education, not entertainment, not edutainment. Not that. I put it under education. And that's what we're going to talk about real quick. Because let's look at the numbers. And I just want to make sure I got people right here on the Facebook. Yo, we streaming live, so please excuse me if it's a little choppy. And I'm going live on multiple platforms right now too. I'm not just going live on the platform that you see me on. I'm going live on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, and about to be TikTok and Instagram. So we're going live on multiple platforms right now. And I'll jump on the calls in a minute, man, because that's one thing I like about TikTok is that once I jump on the stream on TikTok, I haven't even jumped on it yet, because once I jump on that stream, it gets crazy on TikTok. Like, TikTok is like, yo, man, that's the new radio. I'm going to drop a jewel right now for you guys. TikTok is the new radio station. The radio stations are listening to TikTok to see what's trending. And not only that, but I go on TikTok, right? I've already been discovered on TikTok by a lot of organizations. And let's just say some of these organizations are legit that you've heard of before. I've been discovered on TikTok already, okay? But that's not really the reason why I use it. I'm just saying, like, I was using it for other reasons, and then, boom, I got discovered by an organization that you probably have already heard of. They're pretty famous. Everybody's been on their show. Everybody that you can think of has been on their show. So, like, yeah, and they found me on TikTok. They were like, yo, we like what you're doing. We want you to come on our show. I was like, yo, thank you. So I believe that some of my takes are pretty legitimate. And you're right. I need to be doing this more, because not everybody can do this like the way I do it. And you guys are going to have to excuse me for a minute, because I may have to jump on another call in just a second. Like I said, I wanted to jump on here, test some things out. Hopefully you guys can hear me okay. Can you guys give a few likes, or, you know, a comment 1 or 2? You could just type the number 1 or the number 2. Like, number 1 if you can hear me okay, or number 2, the audio is trash and I need to fix it. Give me a number 1 or give me a number 2, if possible. And I'm going to play some of the music too, maybe a little bit later. I just don't want to get this video flagged, because every time I play the music, the videos get flagged, and then I cannot monetize the video. And I need to pay rent, so the video needs to be monetized. But yeah, if you guys could just type a 1 or a 2 to let me know if you can hear this okay, or tell me if you can hear this okay. And this is a good strategy I'm doing right here, because I've done this before just exclusively on YouTube, which I will continue to do. But I will say this. Yo, man, it was a hit. It was a hit. And I said, okay, now I got to be able to reshare this broadcast on multiple platforms. It cannot just be exclusive to one platform, such as, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I even want to get on right now, but Twitter makes it difficult. Twitter makes you pay. If I want to do these live streams on Twitter, I got to pay for it. But, yeah, man. I thank you guys. Okay. I see you, DJ Reek and Del Bot. I'm not sure if I pronounced that name right, but thank you, fam. I see you. Here, I got to move this camera right here. I got it in the way of my comments. Or let me do this. Thank you, DJ. I appreciate you, fam. I appreciate you. Yeah, because I want to know. I want to make sure if it's coming in correctly. And like I said, I was going to just jump on here real quick. I meant to get on here earlier, but, I was doing things. And then not only that, I also got other things to do. I have other projects that I'm working on. I actually have an album that I'm working on. And I could use some donations for it. If you guys could help out with, some of the donations for it. I do hip hop right now full time. I quit my job. There's a possibility that my place that I'm in right now, I need to be able to pay rent for it. And sometimes I'll be like, am I going to be able to pay rent? Sometimes I'll have good months. I'm not going to lie. There's going to be some times where I have great months where it's like, boom, I make like a ton of money. And I'm like, I'm good, man. I'm good. These ideas paid off. But then there's sometimes where the ideas, not that they're not great. I think my ideas are always awesome. It's just, is it going to be able to have the financial gain come in? That's what I've been working on. So if you guys can send a super chat, which I believe you can in the comment section, or anything, it helps, man. It helps. Even $1, that helps. Like a few dollars, that helps, man. I can at least like go buy myself some tacos, and I love tacos. I could go buy myself some tacos. So like a few dollars helps. Or I could pay for the Wi-Fi. I just had to pay an extra, I won't say the number, but whatever. I had to pay like an extra amount of money to be able to increase my Wi-Fi, my internet speed. So, those things help too. Anything helps, man. $1, you guys would be surprised sometimes if you invest your money correctly. You'd be surprised sometimes how far $20 can go. $20 can go a long way, man. So anything you guys can do definitely helps. But thank you, DJ Rec and the robot. I don't know if I seen that right or seen that correctly. The screen is like way over there, so I'm trying to read it to the best I can. But thank you, fam. I appreciate you for telling me that. I'm assuming you guys can hear me okay, which is good. Cause yeah, man, I took some time to like set this up, man, with the mic and all this and my plaques. I know it's kind of hard to see now, but I got my plaques on the wall, man, and my favorite albums. This took some time to put together with the mic and all that. So, anyways, yeah, man, I'll probably have the people jump on TikTok in a minute because, man, they got so much or so many interesting things that they got to say. But let's go ahead and play a clip without getting flagged. I mean, we're probably going to get flagged right now, but whatever. Let's just play the hook that we like.
Yo, baby mama ain't even post a single. Damn, where she at?
Hold on.
Yo, baby mama ain't even post a single.
This is the part that everybody was loving.
Yo, baby.
We were playing this last night on a stream that I was on. And like, yo, man, I got to say, we were getting lit to this. Online. It was like an online party. I just like jumped online and I just said like, yeah, you know what? I'm going to talk about this. That's why I haven't jumped on TikTok yet, because it gets crazy over there. As soon as I jumped on TikTok, it was like 20 people jumped in the chat, and I let them all speak. I wasn't like, oh yeah, we had way more people watching, but we had 20 people or so, maybe not 20. Maybe I'm exaggerating a little bit, but like at least somewhere around 7 to 10. You know what I'm saying? That's still a good amount of people all talking at the same time. And yo, everybody was like, yo, where's she at? Yo, where's she at? Where's she at? Yo, I had like 10 people saying that at the same time, male and female. And I was just like, all right, yo, it's getting crazy up in here. It's
getting bodied by a singing nigga. Yeah. I'm with nowhere like I'm Chris Kringle. Yeah. Yo, baby mama ain't even post a single. Damn, where
she at?
Yeah, where she at? Yo, baby
mama. Hey, yo, I think this song right here is a shout out Jay-Z. Low key. I think that, well, they were saying it's a shout out Jay-Z, and I think low key Lupe Fiasco. That's what this song is, low key. And I know people are probably like, hey, play the song, play the whole song. Sometimes you can't play the whole song because you know we're gonna get flagged. But this lyric right here is definitely, I think about Jay-Z. You know what I mean?
Baby mama ain't even post a single. Damn, where she at? Yeah, where she at? Yo, baby mama ain't even post a single. Yeah, I'm off a quay, it made my body tingle. Yeah, look in the mirror, see what talking get you. Yeah, you should be swimming with the fucking fishes. But I still got love for your missus and a sister. So I told Capo we can't burn them bridges.
All right, so the video probably just got flagged right now. I probably played too much of that song. So let's see in the comment section. I mean, I want to jump on the TikTok right now because I know people get active on there and will start speaking about what they're speaking about. But how about this? Maybe before I do all that, let's just go ahead and look at what people have been saying so far about the album. And I think that if we look correctly, we heard about the Spotify thing. I guess we'll just say it real quick. I mean, it's like dumb news. It's news that doesn't really matter, but I guess we'll cover it real quick. We heard about the Spotify where basically they had said that they reported that they had this many streams for the Drake album, and then they found out like, oh, he didn't have the most debut streams. It was actually the K-pop boy band BTS, which makes me wonder, should we really count that? And that brings me to another point to where now I really understand certain things, where I will say to myself that maybe streams on Spotify don't really matter. You know what I'm saying? Like, streams on Spotify don't really matter that much, because if we look at the charts, they went off and they said, oh, Drake had the most streams. And then they tried to you know, of course he bought the Michael Jackson glove. We'll talk about that later. But it's like Drake had the most streams, right? Supposedly, allegedly, for a single that dropped on opening day. Spotify has been exposed for lying about Drake's Make Them Cry being the most streamed song in a single day on their platform so far. The results today showed BTS, the Korean boy band, still holds the said record with over 14 million streams. So I guess they were looking at like which song had the most streams in a single day. What I will say right here is that who cares? Who cares? Like, some people have already even said, I'm sure a lot of people who I know who are Kendrick fans, and I'm a Kendrick fan too, but I also like Drake. But I'm sure, I'm just saying, like, let's just say these people who are straight Kendrick fans, they're probably like, oh, well, of course he's going to have the number one album on Billboard, or of course he's going to be the number one streamed artist. It's because not only is he Drake, but he put out 3 albums, which those of us that are really hip hop analytical, we counted the tracks last night. And what was it? We counted the tracks yesterday. What was it? 43 tracks. 43, man. Drake dropping 43 tracks. And we already know he divided it into 3 albums. Brilliant, right? But let's just be honest. Some are for hip hop, some are for the ladies, and some are for how do I say this to be politically correct? For those that are not black people. So he dropped those 3 albums, right? And I already know I'm correct because I've been online ever since Drake dropped this album. I mean, before it, but after he dropped the album, I've been online researching what people have been saying about it. And most of the people that I know that have been gravitating towards these albums, I should say, that Drake has released, I have been correct on. This demographic went that way. This demographic went that way. I've been pretty precise. So, but I think the main point of this is like, who cares, man? Who cares what Spotify says is the most streamed? Because I think even with the lawsuit that Drake is trying to do with Universal, that we already saw, you know, the lawsuit with UMG, we already saw this. And we could say that you even admitted that some of these streams could be fake. You admitted it, man. Some of these streams are not real. So it's like, who cares? But then I guess the other point that I wanted to make earlier, and, you know, I'm going off on my little rant, but hey, that's what you guys seem to like a lot when I go off on my rants. I bring other people on, and then people are like, why? No, it seems like I lose followers when I do that sometimes. Not followers, but people watching. It seems like you guys like it better when I go on my rants. So let me just say, man, that it's not just the fact that Drake, and I just want to be clear, man. I needed to point that out there real quick, but I just want to be clear, man. Drake dropped a bunch of albums, and it's Drake. So, of course, he's going to get streamed a lot. Like, people said it's quantity over quality. That's what some people said. Although I feel that the Iceman album that Drake dropped is quality. I even heard some of them say, Parks to be specific, on the Joe Budden podcast, that you could tell that Drake sat with this for a little. He sat with it. And he thought about this. I feel like he took it back to his album when he like one of his first 3 albums or so. Or I mean, if we're counting the mixtapes, then no. But you know what I'm saying, like studio releases on a label. Nothing was the same. This project, Iceman, to me, sounds like nothing was the same. That's what it sounds like to me. But for the most part, it's like, okay, Drake took it back. He's rapping. And he's bringing it back to not only that, but to the point to where he's letting us know how he felt about the whole battle, about certain songs that were in the battle with him and Kendrick Lamar that happened a few years ago. He's letting us know how he feels about that. And I think that that's important. Of course, the other songs are for the ladies and, like I said, the non-black people. That's what the other albums are for. But as far as we're concerned, the albums that are, hey, this is what's up, this is what's going on, and this is how he feels. Those albums, he's letting it be known. And not only that, but I have to say this again. Who cares what Spotify says is the #1 stream album, or this is how many streams he has, which considers to be a platinum album? Yo, like BTS holds the record, is what they're saying. 15 million or 14 million or somewhere around there. 14 million. According to this, if this is legitimate. I have started to realize that not all the news on Twitter is real. Oh, what a shocker. What a shocker. I've just been to realize that all of the news on Twitter is not true. But let's just say hopefully this is true. 14 million streams in one day for BTS, a Korean pop band who probably has a bunch of kids all over Korea and the Philippines and all of those countries streaming your music. Just because you have 14 million, or let's even say like 500 million. You have 500 million people that stream your music in one day. Do we have to consider that all those people have good music sense? Well, maybe 500 million. If you have 500 million, then maybe you're doing something right. I think people like Michael Jackson might have had that touch. But let's just say, yeah, man, 15, 20 million people are like 50 to 60% of them, or even more. Let's say, yeah, 60% at least are all in a different country and not in the United States. I don't know if that really counts. I mean, it kind of does. I shouldn't say that. It does count, because I've sold a lot of records globally myself. And thank you to all my people and all my fans that buy my music in other countries. I appreciate you. But I got to say, man, there's some people in different countries, and I know this to be my own experience, they will bump your music just because you are, well, I guess that doesn't equate with them. I'll say this. They'll play your music or buy your music because you have a major label pushing you and you're doing music videos. You're doing high budget music videos. And some people from these countries, that's not normal to them. Like, whereas if you're from the city and you're from America, you're from a major city, you see somebody on TV, it's like, I mean, at least in my experience, I see people on TV that I know and in movies. I'm like, oh, yo, I remember Homeboy. Shout out to some of my peoples out there. You know who I'm talking about. I'll be like, hey, I remember my homie talking about he was auditioning for movies. All of a sudden, I see him in a movie. I'm like, yay. I remember he was telling me he wanted to be in movies. And now look at him. He's finally in some movies. Manifested reality, man. So, you know, if you come from a major city in America, like let's just say Atlanta, New York, LA, even Detroit or San Francisco, you know what I'm saying? Texas, Austin, Texas. There's a possibility where you might be standing next to somebody who might become famous. Especially if they're in the United States. Because that's what this country is all about, which is a good thing about this country. The bad thing is that, I mean, I think we all know. But there are some pros and cons to being in the United States. And one of them is, if you get enough people in the United States to follow you and to believe in you, you can you can make some things happen. Which is what I am working on now. Because I feel that I am better than most of the people out here. I feel that I am better than most of the people that are reporting hip hop. I haven't even really gotten deep on you guys yet, which I plan to. And I remember somebody said that yesterday. Go deep. Pause. Yo, I'm not in New York, so I don't have to say pause. But like, yo, I had some people that were saying that. They were like, yo, man, go deep on that. Go deep. So like, maybe tomorrow I'll go deep on the subject. I'll start doing a Sunday show, mass show, like church. But it'll be like a hip hop reality knowledge church. That's what I'm going to do here. But yeah, man, I appreciate all the likes and all the people that have been following. Like I said, I'm going to probably do some Q&A on TikTok in just a minute. Because when I jump on TikTok, like, people usually come through and want to comment and say some things, which I'll post up too on YouTube. I haven't had a chance to post it up yet, but I'll probably clip it up tomorrow and put that up there, because there's some good conversations that we had. And I had all the females that were pretty hot. Some of them looked pretty good, and they were jumping on the stream too, and they were like, where's she at? Where's she at? And I was like, oh, okay. I got all the females singing on the stream. You see, that's when I was like, okay, yeah, that's why Drake is good. Drake is good for that, man. He gets all the women wanting to party. He gets all the women wanting to party. So I can't be mad at Drake for that, you know? Because where's she at? Where's she at? So let me see if we can...
Yeah. You saw my brother, you was trying to fix it. Now you drop your album and you back dissing. Yeah. We G-Block babies, we are not musicians. My niggas didn't have a pot to piss in.
Yeah.
Now they drop the top so much they got a drop addiction.
This is definitely, I will probably have to say, one of my favorite songs off the album. This is definitely one of my favorite songs off the album. And I know some people might say, oh, well, I like this song or I like that song. And that's cool. Everybody has a right to their opinion. But I got to say that this one with the Drake, Where's She At? Probably my favorite song off the album. And there's a few others. You know what's funny? And this is what I'll say. This is what I will say real quick. And I know you guys can't see me. I'm going to hop back on here in a minute. But this is what I'll say real quick. Academics. I don't always necessarily agree with his takes. But every now and then he might say something that I might have to agree with. right? And what I will say is this, is that he said plot twist, which, like I said, I don't know if I could play it because I don't want to get the video flag, which is probably already is. But plot twist, dope, man, too. Dope. If you guys haven't checked that song out yet, go check that song out. Plot twist.
Man, you back dissing. Yeah. We G-Block babies, we are not musicians. My niggas didn't have a pot to piss in. Now they drop the top so much they...
Alright, so that's pretty dope, man. Like, show these people that you still have your boys, you still have your people that are with you and that are rolling with you. I completely get that, man. That's the way it should be. You don't have to like go out there and say, oh, well, I didn't have my peoples back me up when I was battling Kendrick. That's a good thing, man. And we're going to come to that take in a minute. We're going to come back to this in a minute. These are the artists that Drake went after. And I'm going to come back to that in a minute. So, what do we think, man? Is it making sense? I don't know, man. But I will say this, though. Definitely this song, favorite song on the album for sure. There's no doubt about it so far. I mean, I pretty much listen to Iceman, I'd say at least about 2 or 3 times. This is my favorite one.
I'm with nowhere like I'm Chris Kringle. Yeah. Yo, baby mama ain't even post a single. Damn, where she at? Yeah, where she at? Yo, baby mama ain't even post a single. Yeah. I'm off a quay, it made my body tingle. Yeah. Look in the mirror, see what talking get you. Yeah. You should be swimming with the fucking fishes. But I still got love for your missus and a sister. So I told Capo we can't burn them bridges. Yeah. You saw my brother, you was trying to fix it. Now you drop your album and you back dissing. Yeah. We G-Block babies, we are not musicians. My niggas didn't have a pot to piss in. Now they drop the top so much they got a drop addiction. Capo got so many watches he might clock a nigga. Capo got so many watches, he needs supervision. Why you walking around the facts like you're superstitious? Damn, damn, damn. I push you, nigga.
All right, I'll be right back. I may cut this stream, but I think I might leave it going just in case for references. All right, I'm going to cut it real quick. Hold on.